No, don't be serious. It's okay.
No,
That's
I
what
can't.
they tune in because it's not serious. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining Open Mic with Aly and Michelle. We have our special guest, Fedana, with us. All right, ladies, let's go around and introduce yourself, starting on that side.
You totally did that already.
Aly Leger.
Aly and Michelle. Oh my gosh.
And then we have right next to me,
I'm Fedana, like Madonna, but with an
Fedana. Fedana is one of the panelists from the Home Front, which, by the way, we're on hiatus between season 1 and season 2. So stay tuned for more. And I'm Michelle Posey. This is Open Mic. All right, ladies, are you ready to be unfiltered?
Yeah.
Always.
Bring it.
Stays on, redhead stays on, redhead stays on, redhead stays on. Take 'em back on freedom, back to where we started.
All right, we are still operating under, I don't know, less than 48 hours since the second assassination attempt on Donald Trump. We'll get to that in a little bit. How are you ladies doing today?
Good.
I don't know. Gangster rap with pre-workout again. It's one of those days. Today was leg day. I'm pissed off. They tried to kill my president again. We got crazy people running around in our White House. We have a wild vice president who thinks that she can undo all of the things that she hasn't done the last 4 years she's been in office. Yeah.
Aly, can you just lead us right into your
Aly's
Kamala
always
story?
on fire.
I know, she's always on fire. She's fired.
I came across some information about Miss Kamala, Commander, Comadre, whatever we're calling her. That she literally had a mother of a sick child go to jail. That's going to be our president, y'all, if we don't go out and vote for President Trump. Just saying.
I got to roll this. Aly shared this with me.
We're already on the FBI watch list as terrorists, moms. So here you go.
Well, I took Fedana to a school board meeting, so she's on the list too.
Yeah.
You're guilty by association.
Unfortunately.
This is the Kamala Harris. We're gonna hear what she did here. 3-minute video. I'm gonna play it because I think we need to tell this mom's story. All right.
No, for sure.
Here we go.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If Black Lives matter to her, why didn't I matter?
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
I don't agree what my Kamala Harris did to my mom.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
And I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I have sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia is a hereditary disease, and it is very, very painful.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying, we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house, and they started banging on the door. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back.
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always bringing doctor's notes, always calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
But my hell was just beginning. They gave me 2 charges. I spent the next 2 years in court fighting these charges. Kamala assigned her nastiest prosecutors to my case.
My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
All the time I had to spend going to court, I was struggling to care for my shame.
We are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted. I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
And I ended up being in the hospital a lot during her trial. And in that hospital stay was when I had my stroke.
I had a stroke about 4 or 5 days ago, and right now I'm doing pretty good. My hand is doing okay, I guess.
Let's be clear, my values have not changed.
Look,
Clearly not.
I am not a political person, but I want people to know what Kamala Harris has did to me. If she do it to me, she will abuse anyone if you give her the power.
The truancy program got a lot of criticism too. Did you actually lock anybody up?
No, we never locked anybody up. We did prosecute some cases, but far few, only about 20.
My message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
Okay, so first of all, every time Kamala opens her mouth, lies come out. Every single time. And then that stupid cackling. Like, are we serious? How can you take somebody serious like that who is constantly laughing at something?
It's like a nervous tick. It's like something that she does when she to fill the time, and it's evil. It's evil.
I am absolutely disgusted by this story because not only because she says the quiet part out loud. The truancy issue is not about making sure children are in school to learn instruction. This truancy issue is to make sure that children are in their seats because it's about butts in seats and money that follows that student so that the school district can receive funding from the federal government.
Absolutely.
That is what the issue is.
Yes.
I think it's so wicked because she's claiming she's for Black Lives Matter, but there's this African American mother that's just trying to make ends meet to help support her daughter, and she's going to get her locked up. And the fact that she's going to tell the officers to look mean and cackle about it, this lady
like, why are you going to assign? You're going to assign gang prosecutors to prosecute a truancy case.
Proud of it. She's proud of it.
Yep.
She's proud of it.
That's narcissism. That's
like they're proud. They're proud of arresting and harassing grandmothers that were at the Capitol on January 6th. They're walking by, hi Capitol. They're shacking up grandma. Like that's just. Oh, that's frustrating. Aly, thank you so much for sharing that. I think this is something that, it's, as she said it, it's not political, right? But moms can smell a bad seed from a mile away, and this one's not. She's not it. She's not our first American woman president. She's not. She's
crazy.
She's crazy. She's a little batshit crazy. A little bit.
Lunatic.
A little loony. Okay, guys, I know we don't want her president, but we've got to. What are they not doing to protect President Trump? I saw an interview. Ron DeSantis the other night was on Jesse Waters. I love Jesse Waters. I think he's pretty fun on Fox. Was trying to give Governor DeSantis a little bit of my ear to see, okay, what are you going to do? You're going to run a parallel investigation. I think you should take over the investigation, but getting a chance to talk to the perpetrator, and he had some interesting things to say because he said he's played obviously at this golf course with Trump before. As soon as he heard what had happened, he knew exactly where the weak spots were on this course. It's, hole 4, 5, and 6 because it loops around. I mean, he said all that separates you on that course is the thick hedges. So Governor DeSantis doesn't have any, prosecutory background really. He's for him to not have that mindset and to know where the weak points are. Why wasn't our law enforcement and Secret Service already there? I don't know. What do you guys feel about this?
I think that, again, this just points to some type of failure within the Secret Service. I mean, after the congressional hearing about the first attempt, they said that he needed to bolster his security. They said that they were going to look at it and give him security. Now that there's a second attempt on his life, now he has presidential security, Secret Service, which is completely wild to me. After the first time, he got shot. I mean, he was literally shot the first time. Why wasn't it done after that? After the first time? They waited until this time.
And I was told, go ahead, Fedana. Yeah. No, go ahead, sweetie.
To be honest with you, it shouldn't even take the second attempt for them to realize that Trump needs high security. I mean, come on now. Like, it's a no-brainer. I mean, even RFK was asking for security for himself too. How come this isn't even an issue for Kamala? Why is it an issue for Donald Trump? Like, come on now.
Well, and to be fair, the threat is not about the title, right? Like, just because you're running for president doesn't mean that you need a bolstered, like a lot of, a bolstered security. It's the threat level, right? But Trump has the highest threat level.
Right. But I think as a former president, I mean, the protection that the Obamas have, that Obama's children had and continued to have when they went on to college, that the Clintons have had. I mean, you need protection from Clintons, not.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, the rest of us need to be protected from a Clinton once in a while. But you're right. I don't understand how, he is the former president. Couple that with the fact that he's a candidate for president. Couple that with we've already had one assassination attempt. I don't know how many times it feels like our school shooters. How many times do you need to know these people are out there? And this is what really ticks me off. I found out he was in the bushes. This guy who we don't mention his name on here for 12 hours.
And he's not from Florida. He's not from here. He was here and nobody knows why he was here. And he was here for 12 hours. Like, what is happening? How did he know to be there?
Because this was not on his itinerary. This is not on Trump's itinerary. I shared that on social media. Listen, I'm not pointing fingers anywhere, but something 1 + 1 is not adding up. And here's the other thing. I want to know how we have fact checkers that are pulling down my stuff a year, 2 years, 3 years ago about Hunter Biden's laptop not being right. But you don't understand that this gentleman this idiot was actually trying to corral Afghans to go fight in Ukraine. That missed your radar, but my Hunter Biden laptop thing got me kicked off of Facebook. Are you serious? Like, let's send the fact checkers over there. Jeez.
I'm of the mindset that they clearly know what they're doing. This
Of
is
course
not
they
by
do.
accident.
Ooh, I like
Not by
that,
accident.
Aly.
They call
I
us
like
conspiracy theories because they don't want us to face the facts and the truth of what's really going on behind the scenes.
Oh, I like that segue. So you mentioned they kind of know. So I don't know if you guys saw. Oh, where is it? Okay, we'll come back to it. So JD Vance was on the show with Dana Bash, who Dana Bash was one of the moderators for a debate earlier this year. This is proof that we need different moderators, because she was attacking JD Vance about the fact that, you guys are talking about Haitian immigrants in Ohio eating dogs and cats. Well, first of all, so we don't sound like a bunch of white supremacists here. I'm noticing that 2 of our panelists on the show today, we're not white supremacists. And just so people know that we're not hateful towards Haitian immigrants and migrants. Fedana, where exactly are you from?
I'm from Haiti, so
we're not idiots. We're not hateful people. We're actually people of intelligence that can have communication and talk without our poor little feelings getting hurt. So they're attacking JD Vance for what Trump had said during the debate about, now there's all these bomb threats in Ohio. The Ohio
bomb
governor.
Threats?
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, Aly. Have you heard this story?
They're trying to say that after he spoke about his false information about the immigrants, that resulted in the bomb threats, and that is not true. The governor came out. The governor of Ohio came out and said that there were 33 bomb threats made by foreign. I don't want to say adversaries, but they were made by foreign people online.
Absolutely.
It had absolutely nothing to do with immigrants.
So I found this here. It's very
and the immigrants here, they're here, and first of all, they're illegally here. Second of all, they don't know where our municipalities are. How do they know to call into anywhere and say these are bomb threats here at these places? Like, they don't know their way around Ohio to do that.
Exactly.
That's so weird. Like,
I've got a split screen.
Immigrants wouldn't care about that. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. So here we have Dana Bash.
Thing.
Sorry, she's talking about JD Vance not having any sympathy for the fact that you've caused all these bomb threats.
Have all been hoaxes.
They've all been hoaxes.
None of them have panned out. We have people, unfortunately, overseas who are taking these actions.
Instead of
These
So, okay, overseas. So I don't, oh, Dana, be quiet. It's our show. So not only are they wrong about the fact because they were hoaxes, but they're coming from overseas. Mainstream media plus overseas involvement means
So they're
I'm
trying
not
to
a conspiracy
basically blame the Haitian immigrants for those bomb threats, but they're coming from overseas.
Well, or that, the fact that we're talking about Haitian migrants possibly eating cats and dogs in Ohio means more of us MAGA, people are going to call in bomb threats or whatever. I don't know, but it just doesn't add up. And again, you've got cooperation from people overseas doing this. So I don't know.
And so there's a bigger issue, right, with Ohio. Insurance has skyrocketed, I think, about 400% because Ohio has been issuing these illegal immigrants driver's licenses without a driver's test. So they're running into buildings and they're killing pedestrians because they don't know how to drive in the streets of America or operate the vehicles. And so nobody is insuring the citizens of Ohio and the insurance that they're pulling out. So it's like, what that's one of the bigger issues. And it points to the failures of Kamala Harris's border policies. We've had HR 2 pass for almost 2 years and it's still sitting in the Senate. That is HR 2 is the most robust illegal immigration or immigration act that has been passed in the House in like decades. And the Senate refuses to pass it.
Absolutely.
Because it closes our border and secures our states. This is insane.
Right.
So,
and I think also too, I think this was planned because like I was looking at the statistics and the demographics in Ohio. There's 65,000 people that currently live there. So bringing 15,000 Haitian immigrants, well, under the status of TPS, temporary protected status, and Ohio has a high crime rate. So what better way to bring these immigrants and then also to put it on these immigrants and say, well, you know what, it's because of them, the crime rate is even more up. And then on top of that, even these Haitian immigrants that are coming, I can imagine some of them are probably 50 years old. They don't know the culture of America. So for them, no one is really educating them like, hey, hanging your clothes outside to dry is not the way of the American culture. Like you can't really bring your culture here. You got to adapt to the American culture. So of course they're going to go out in the lakes and take the birds and, do this and that because they don't understand American culture. And this just shows you that like this administration, they do not know what they're doing. Okay, your plan is to bring these people here, but are you going to help them really know the American culture? Because then it's just going to bring more and more chaos.
You're right. It's like to bring, and that's why, as much as I maybe don't like some of our processes that we have when you want to come to our country legally. I mean, I understand it's bogged down with a lot of red tape, but part of it is to help assimilate you into society. I mean, a lot of those people that I have had a few friends that were from the Philippines that actually her family came here. It was a long process, but she knew more about our history, and our Constitution than a lot of graduates from high school do, because it was part of the process that you went through. That's why they were incredibly patriotic, because they understood the foundations of our country. Right. You bring people here that have no idea how is this going to be a setup to succeed. It sounds like they're just bringing in slave labor. This is where's the cry for humanity and for human rights? This is really
exactly. And these people are culture shock too. Sorry,
no, I like that you said that, Michelle, because not everybody is putting two and two together. We have people in this country that sit here and they talk about slavery and they talk about how awful America used to be and how awful it is now. But we're completely ignoring the fact that because of the wide open border, not only do we have children that are being enslaved in sex trafficking, their organs being taken from them, they're being they're drug traffickers, right? Like they're stuffing drugs within their bodies and they're shipping them to these different places so that they can release the drugs, but they're also making these people work for cheap labor. That is slavery. Our government is essentially, they're not colonizing America. They're allowing immigrants from different countries to colonize America, but to make themselves slaves for the giant corporations, for our federal government. That is what is happening. The fact that we're not talking about that is
it is a problem. And how did that work out over in Europe? I mean, you see the issues that they're having over there. Guys, not to beat a dead horse, but guys, this made me sick when I read this. Rachel Vindman, which if you don't know, she is the wife of Alex Vindman. He was during Trump's impeachment case, first impeachment case. He was the reason that Trump was brought up on impeachment charges. This was her. She has since taken this down. This was her immediate response, and I say immediate because check out that time. That was less than 45 minutes, I think.
So many of the communist left, whether they've been, and what has blown me away has been they are elected representatives that have been saying stuff like this immediately after. And it, like Hakeem Jeffries, I think right after said something like MAGA needs to be stopped. There's right after.
Right. I reading that's inciting violence, to be honest with you. And they still want to be all hanged up on January 6th. Like nobody, no offense, cares about what happened January 6th. That happened a few years ago. We're moving on. What Americans are caring about is the inflation and the border crisis. I don't know why these people aren't coming up with solution for the border. Come on, just build the walls and call it a day.
They know.
We need to turn
a new page.
They're turning the page.
I don't even know she knew how to turn the dang on new page without.
Let's be honest. The page she's trying to turn is the page of our Constitution. She's trying to flip it over and write her own damn one. That's not going to work.
But I think it's hilarious that they're talking about turning the page and we're not going to look back and we're not going back. But they always bring up all the old stuff. It's like you're talking to your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and all they keep doing is bringing up old arguments. Like, I thought we were past this. What's going on? Like that's what we're dealing with.
You need therapy at this point.
Right.
Go to therapy, baby. Go to therapy.
Relationship counseling with our elected representatives because they are narcissistically abusing the American people.
That is daddy government right now.
Narcissist. So she's obviously not over it.
Aly, I have to tell you, Benny Johnson did our homework for us on this. Remember yesterday you were like, I need almost like a play-by-play of all their stupid rhetoric that has led up. Like, we're shocked that Trump has nearly been assassinated twice, but this is.
And they keep trying to blame him for it. Like, is he going to dial back his rhetoric? What do you mean? Talking about the safety of Americans? That's what his rhetoric is. It's not
Kamala
even
Harris. Yeah, Kamala Harris. It's on us to recognize the threat Trump possesses. Does one of us come out of this alive? Ha ha ha. That was Kamala Harris yesterday. Joe Biden, it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. This isn't just one page, guys. Benny Johnson, I shared this and I tagged you in it too, Aly, so it's on your social media.
Thank you.
There's 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
3 pages worth of just what he could come up with just right away. Yeah. Of the rhetoric. If somebody could get sound bites of all of that, man, that would be really,
I have someone working on it, actually.
Do you? All right.
I do.
I don't understand how he's a threat. Like,
MAGA Devil Dog. Giving you a shout out, my boy. I appreciate you, dude.
Yes, this is crazy. This is, and that's why when Dan Bongino's talking about, after the first assassination attempt, this isn't the last. This isn't the last time we're going to see this because the rhetoric continues. People are still, and now they're blaming Trump's rhetoric. I don't know, because he's running for office and a political candidate that, if you watch mainstream legacy media right now, that is what they're blaming this assassination attempt on. The fact that, well, maybe should Trump soften his tone now? I love Trump Jr. Don Jr. was on X Spaces last night, and he said, I'm getting sick and tired of having to tell my children, there was another attempt on their grandpa, which reminds me, ladies, we are going to be on an X Space next week. Aly, when is that? Let me grab that. Wednesday.
At 8, I believe. Yeah.
Wednesday at 8. Guys, that is Wednesday, September 25th, X Spaces.
So follow Matt Youngblood. He's the host of it. And almost all of us, I think, we're going to be on there talking about, the home front and mostly politics, I'm sure, because that's all it's really what we live. So
politics. Love it. I love it.
It's going to be fun.
We are, us ladies, actually, many of us, Aly and I knew each other beforehand, but we're all on the home front. It's myself and Aly that are co-hosts of the home front, 5 women. who are unapologetic, unfiltered. Obviously, Fedana is one of our panelists. She's a little younger, guys. We like to be able to have our Gen Zers.
I'm 25.
She's 25. Girl, you're just getting started.
Man,
And you're surrounded
I was in DC the other week, and like, it was funny. They're like, I guess you were 25 years old. I was like, 25.
You do. Honey, it's the honesty that just keeps you looking
It's
young.
the black on crack. Unless you're on crack.
Oh my God.
How much do I love these ladies. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You can follow Aly. Why don't you let them know where to follow you on X?
No, at real Aly Leger everywhere on social media. Yeah, you can follow me there.
Nice, nice. And Fedana, you're on social media. Where can people follow you?
I'm only on Instagram and Facebook. X is too complicated for me. Y'all just be taking all y'all feelings out on X, and nobody got time for that. But anyways, y'all can find _Fedana _ on Instagram, and then my first and my last name on Facebook.
Love it, guys. I am Michelle Posey, the number 4, Florida, because I'll probably run again. Aly's going to run again. Fedana's going to run for something. Wouldn't you love America? Wouldn't you love to see the three of us sitting? I mean, what could possibly go wrong with us in office?
You're not supposed to ask that question. What could go right with the three of us?
What could go right?
What could go right?
A lot. Aly, I like that.
What could go right?
What could go right? I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
You're right, because we got to leave the left behind.
We're turning the page.
Turn the page. I can't.
Oh Lord.
So last night, I was really excited that Trump got on X Spaces, had an interview, and he was talking about cryptocurrency and how America needs to lead the way in cryptocurrency, because right now, while I was in DC, that is one of the bills that we're going to be discussing over the next couple of years. Well, especially next year, because we're getting a new Congress next year. So because of the election in November, but crypto, it's like the digital dollar, but it's owned by China. So if we don't develop our own digital dollar and back it by whatever it is that we're supposed to back it by, and actually be innovative and be leading in that, it'll be owned by China, and then they'll be the world dominant in the digital dollar. We have to make sure that we are being innovative moving forward. And we can't do that if we have terrible schools, if we have terrible, legislators that don't understand their proper role of government, which is to protect the individual sovereignty of their constituents, to protect their state sovereignty of their states in which they reside in, and also to protect our national sovereignty, which is why they're currently sitting in Congress. So we need to make sure that
who is very, very knowledgeable on cryptocurrency is Barron Trump.
Yes.
Obviously, he's at NYU. He's a college student. I don't know how Melania is doing, but that was a rough time for me when they went away to college. But Barron joined X just simply to be on the X Spaces. So to hear him talk about how knowledgeable he is, I think we haven't heard from the last Trump. I don't think. I feel
so bad for him. Like, he's going back to college and knowing that they try to kill his father twice.
We got to keep the entire Trump family in our prayers. Guys, that's it for us today. We are out of time. We are out of time. Guys, join us tomorrow. We'll be back on at 2:30. God bless you guys. Keep praying for our country and get out and vote.